1, 0. And we are off and away in video land. Chapter 15. Oh, it's a good one. You see, the reason the writing gets better as we go, the reason that it's, way more polished and professional as we go, it's because of being warmed up in prior chapters. But I've left it raw. But I mean, man, it packs a wallop. You've got Lorien, all the violence that happened to the dinner table, which is supposed to be the consummation of the ritual that began with Lorien's killing Necro Billy in cold blood, shot to the face. And then the orgy from hell, right? The incestuous, sodomic orgy, including Misha punching Heinrich's sister, Charlotte, basically punching her out, including being, there's like a witness, you start to be aware that there's, they're all being watched. Then concluding from the little sex play, or whatever you want to call it, taboo raising, whatever, comes the formal dinner talks, formal dress. The first time we've seen Lorien out of a, out of her, slip, her Sophia slip, and into a nice black Chanel, Chanel type dress, Chanel cocktail dress. And, classical music and a beautifully catered evening. And, but then it all goes to shit when Charlotte sort of crashes it. And then you start learning, like I said before, who the real mastermind is. Then we get into this chapter. This is, so Charlotte ends up stabbing Heinrich through the table, right through his hand and into the table. She stabs, she takes a longer carving knife. She takes a steak knife to Heinrich, but she takes a carving knife to Misha and stabs her in the abdomen. Then she takes a shotgun and shoots the chandelier down, which is mainly, being Texas, it's all horns, long horns, made into a chandelier. A typical thing you'd find in Texas. And she shoots that and it crashes on the table. The whole thing gets wrecked. And then she changes her personality and she says, I'm taking Lorien and we're leaving. Meanwhile, Lorien has been sitting there, a baby doll, in a kind of a Lolita pose with her big puffy kind of lips, her baby face, and then her full woman body and all that. And she's just staring at Heinrich, telling him how handsome he is. And then she's staring into space while all the violence goes on. Who knows where she is or what stage she's in. Then Charlotte takes her and puts her in the car and they're going to leave, but Heinrich shoots out the window. The next thing you know, Lorien is off and she's walking in the countryside in the moonlight. She drops her dress and her panties and is walking nude out in the middle of, there's not even a road there, and she's walking and some people in a truck, some women in a truck come by and I think they want to play with her, but after they see that she's in a near catatonic state, she's psychologically, gone. Something is very wrong. They hightail it out of there, especially when the sheriff sneaks up. Maddox, right? Remember Maddox? He comes back and takes Lorien back. And then what happens is Misha decides that she's going to now punish Lorien, so she'll never run away again. And so to that end, she takes a drill with a big drill bit, bores into her ankle, but not enough to cripple her, really. Just enough to wound her, to make it very, very hard for her to escape again. And also for all the pain and suffering that Lorien has caused. Lorien is blaming, Misha at this point is blaming Lorien for all her troubles, and just all she can see right now is Lorien being a failure, a programming failure and Lorraine being dead. Meanwhile, Heinrich, and this is not in the film, so this is something interesting, is sitting there and explaining about who Lorraine is to Misha, and he sees her flying above his little altar. He's made an altar, of course. He's been, kind of, I don't even know if you could call it a formal altar. It's just a way for him to communicate with the other side. And she's floating in the air like an angel. And he's telling Misha, she'll know and do what I tell her to do. She's fit for, a lot more than being just a sex toy. Right. And so now Heinrich has all these designs of the Sophia's, running the world at his behest, of course. And so that is, Misha thinks that Heinrich has gone too far with he's no longer reliable. So she's given up on him. And so now it's like, okay, the real problem is Lorraine and everything that's going on there. Is a problem, but it's also leading to, a great conflict. You learn a lot more about Misha and Heinrich's relationship, where they met, and just why it's so dysfunctional, why he's so mean to her. Why is he so mean to her? I mean, he's really mean, right? And so these are some of the things to watch out for, and it all makes sense as we just logically move to the next step. And I know what you're thinking. How can there be another next step? I mean, we're already very uncomfortable. It's already just it's a bomb ready to explode. And I would agree with you. That's exactly what it is. And so happy reading. It's a good. I'm pretty happy with this chapter. Looking back at it, it's like, that's a chock full of nuts chapter. I mean, you're getting a lot of info. And then, with 15, and then tomorrow 16, the next day is 17, and then Sunday finally 18, and it concludes. And I think you'll agree with me, it's been quite a ride. And you'll see why. You'll see why I can't let it go, and that other people, like we have other producers out there that you don't know, that they want to do a sequel with us real bad, Girl Next 2. And yeah, it's all good, but what I need is to understand more. Usually I can give, like in my podcast, I give talks about the world and, how to get through it, how to, knowing the evil, how to get through it by acknowledging reality. For example, people in horror, a lot of them, and this is a horror book, but to me, drama and horror are no different. I don't believe in genres, whether it's comedic, whether it's horrific, whether it's dramatic, whether it's, except for when we leave the realm of fiction, then we're in the realm of expository writing, which is like article writing, and it's not as deep. And you can't learn. I mean, I've been reading articles for the Zeph Report in preparation for, running down the news and explaining. I guess my entire time of dropping out of LA and going on the internet and doing the Zeph Report, I think the entire thing has been I'm just summing it up, but it's, not just how to cope day to day, hour to hour, especially when there's people that have designs on you. And also I try to explain that there is a supernatural world, which I explain here. The other side, Heinrich is trying to break through. That other side that's described in chapter 15 is real. There's no fiction there at all. It's real. And these beings, these people on that side want you to fail. Okay? They want me to fail. They want anyone who can see to fail, intoning a line from, the great film, what is it called? The John Carpenter thing. They live. Here's one who can see, that's how they are. If you can see, there's a whole bunch of people that are the eyes and ears. They're what I call the policemen for this other side. And when you start spouting off stuff and you start showing that you know something, they're on you like flies on you know what. And then they become portals, right? They're used by the other side. These are just mind numb robots. You know, they're just sycophantic dupes. But the other side uses them to push through, and then say stab you or make sure your project fails or harass you, unless and until you become a slave to the other side, where you become a half-wit dupe, and then you go around, doing the, writing lyrics, or I guess for creative people, writing stories and whatnot, that, enhances. We just don't know what's over there. And, you can't fight back. And the whole world's a victim. And, unless you put it that way, right? The exorcism stories, the exorcism stories, it's like, the person gets possessed, and there's the Jesus Christ compels you, and nothing happens, and they're possessed. And, there's all kinds of evil. You go, why would God allow all that to go on? And anyway, I have, over 20 years of the Zeph Report that deals with that exact subject, but I'm not dealing with that here. I'm just going to the next step, the next level, which is, it's real, and this is how these characters are dealing with it. Heinrich wants to contact the other side, and he wants them to respect him and give him the secrets of the universe so he can control everything. And you and I know that's a fool's errand, right? So in a sense, these are fools. I know that, but most people, your mom and dad are fools. Your cousins are fools. The guy down at the gas station's a fool. So therefore, if we're going to write about people, we have to write about fools, because we're all fools at some point or another. I mean, I've spent 20 years being a fool, and just being wide open, and then it started getting real dangerous. Yeah, they can kill you. That's, I guess that's the bottom line. And when you start having vision where you can see the entire thing, as some of us can, well, there's some incidents that I guess I could have avoided had I just kept my mouth shut. You know what I mean? I just didn't think there were that many people that knew what was going on. Folks, they're just there's a lot of people that know what's going on, but they think somehow, because they're weak, they can't fight back. So they have to do what they're told to do, which is screw people. And then that somehow they're going to be rewarded in the end. Well, they're rewarded with blindness and death. They can't see what's going on. They don't know what reality is. They don't know why they were born. They have no purpose in life, and they die. And, life is sweet. I think sweeter when you know what's going on. But when you know what's going on, you're always vigilant. Because this thing with Heinrich, part of the problem here is that I guess the sheriff represents the wisdom, and he knows something's wrong. And Charlotte knows that they're being watched, but she can't help, her love affair with the other side and having sex with these demons. And then there's others on the airwaves who are watching, and you don't know if they're a human or not, and they're watching the whole thing. And then there's the clown head. I mean, it's just basically, it is what it is. And I think I'm very, very happy with the whole concept. And if we can do GN2, if we end up doing that, maybe after the one we're planning now, and we're planning on shooting that overseas. But if we do that one, well, I'm going to scrutinize the story. I mean, I don't know what it'll be exactly. Um, and I think part of the problem that I'm right now with my seeing is that I'm not sure what we've got now. And this is the reason I've done this, because I'm trying to figure out, well, what do we have here? I know it's serious. I know it's good. I know it's right. I know the right notes are hit. What exactly kind of journey? Who's putting me on this journey? There's those questions. With that, I bid you goodbye and good luck and have a good time reading. And we have today is Thursday. Then there's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the big day. And then you have it all here. You can recommend it to all two of your friends to come over and read. But I doubt many people are going to be like you. I just wanted to see if there was, the other thing was, I just had to see if there was, well, we can talk about that later. Until next time.